Hey guys, how are you doing? I want to give you guys a little bit of guided notes today, getting into transformations. It's a very challenging topic, kind of do this online, but we're going to try and work this out as best we can. There's going to need to be a lot of feedback in order to make this work. And so what I need from you guys is as you guys make your submissions online, I'm trying to write back as many notes as I can to you. So be mindful of those as you are submitting, be looking for my response back. So let's get into day one of transformations. Today we are specifically looking at the translations. Okay, a translations is just really a slide. So we're taking the image, we're going to slide it over into different locations, and we're going to preserve the length and angle measurements, and that way it's going to be the same corresponding or congruent image. So just remember the x axis moves left to right. You can see that our x axis is represented, and our y is going to be moving up and down, and we see that represented with our y. And so what we need to do is we can take our GHI angle or triangle, and we're going to be moving it 4 spaces and 5 spaces. Now the positives or negative determine which directions we're moving. And so since this is a negative, we're going to move it to the left, and our y is negative, we're going to be moving this down. If they're positive, then they would be the opposite directions. And so we'll just start with point G. And so as we look at point G, let me see if we can have me stop touching that there. So G needs to go over 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and then we need to move it down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have our new location for G, and we label that as G prime. And so we need to make sure that all of the other points on our shape match up with it. So we're going to do the same thing for H. We're going to move it, I'll use a different color. We're going to move it 4 spaces to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again, going down 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so since this is a new location, it's going to be H prime. And we'll do the same for I. So left 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so we have I prime. So we can draw in our new triangle. This is our new image, and we have our new location for our points labeled with primes to show that that's a new image. So we can connect that, and there's our new image. So that's our first translation. So let's take a look at a couple more. So for number 2, the translation shows that the x-axis is going to move -7 spaces. So that's going to be a left move, and our y is going to stay the same. So it's not going to move up or down on this one here. So this one's not too bad. So since we have 4 points, we have 4 new locations that are going to be labeled with primes. That's that little asterisk or a little apostrophe next to those letters. It shows that it's the new location. So I'm going to start with H, and again, it doesn't matter which letter you start with, but they all need to move 7 spaces. So as you move, the main thing is be sure you're counting. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of those need to move 7 spaces. Now, if you want to be a little sneaky about it, since we have K, looking at the relative location with H, it's down to over 1, right? So see that how that matches. If you're unsure, count 7 spaces. You can see that as the same connection there. For H and I can see that those are 2 spaces apart from each other. And again, if you're unsure about it, right, you count those 7 spaces, and you'll see that connection there. And then our last point is J. So we have our new shape, and again, that's 7 spaces apart from J. So we need to label our shape. First, I'm going to connect it. And again, all the lengths are the same, all the angles are the same, and we need to label that this is our new location, our new image. So J prime, K prime, H prime, and I prime. Okay, so that one only just needs to be shifted left 7 spaces since it was a -7. Let's take a look at 2 more. So as we look here for number three, it shows that we finally have a positive movement on our x-axis here. So instead of moving left, since those were subtractions, we're going to be moving right. And our y-axis remains the same. So there's no up or down. We're only moving it 6 spaces to the right. So I'm going to start with C. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there is our new C prime location. I'm going to do the same thing for B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then finally D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have our new image, and we can label those parts with D prime and B prime. And so we have the same angles, the same lengths, so they are congruent. Okay, so again, be careful on the counting. And if you really want to get specific with it, these are the angle vectors between the two image and the new image. Okay, so all three of these lines will have the same distance from each other. Okay, let's take a look at our last one. So our last one here, we have triangle TUS. So we need to move this 5 spaces. And again, x-axis is going to be left to right. So this is going to be to the right 5. And this time we have a positive 5, so we've got to move up 5. And it doesn't matter which way you start, moving 5 to the right, 5 up, or 5 up, 5 to the right, as long as it's going to be in the same location at the end. That's our main goal. So I'll start with you. Again, you can start with any point. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, it comes down to counting correctly. So that's U prime. That's our new image. T up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. Okay, so that is T prime. And then our last one is S. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so we can kind of see that again. T and S were on the same original line. T prime, S prime, they are now on the same location, so that they have the same triangle congruency as well. So again, translations, it's a slide. You're going to be shifting it based on your x and y axis. Positive if it's going to be to the right and up. Negative, it will be to the left and down. So those will be your key kind of things to remember as you guys practice on your own. So now let's take a look here at translations, but this time we don't have the rule. We need to find it. So the first steps in doing so is look at the original image. Now we got to find that, and it's going to be the one without the primes, without the apostrophes near those letters. And so let's take a look here at our first one. For our example, we need to find our rule. So again, it's always going to have your original XY, and we're going to change it right into some either add or subtract, and then we're going to have our Y either add or subtract as well. We got to figure out what that movement looks like though. So as we take a look here, let's make my pen a little bit thicker so that way we can see. We need to map our original S location into S prime. So I'm just going to draw straight lines into the new location. And so again, thinking about our X and Y location, I know I highlighted those at different times, but our X is going to be looking over here. And again, we're moving 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be -4. And we're moving down. So it's going to be another minus here on the Y. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's down 4 in both spots. So our answer in our rule that we should have for our slide is X -4, and Y will also be -4. Since they're both subtracting, then we're moving left, and then we're moving down. Okay, so let's take a look here at another example with number 2. So here's our second example, and again, I should have mentioned the fact that you should be able to double check all of those points in the shape to make sure that they're all going to be moving the same -4 locations for your X and Y's, right? I did not mention that. So let's take a look here for our original image is this one here. We have no primes So that's our original starting point. So we need to find the connection. So I'll start with H. I'm going to be moving up one space, and I'm going to be moving over left. So now we start right in our original location. We got it in our X, Y. We have our new slide or translation. We're going to be along our Y axis. It's going to be a positive 1. Right? This was positive. We went up 1, and then it's a move left. So since we're moving left, it's going to be subtract, and we can count those boxes over. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, X minus 4, and our Y was positive 1. We went up 1, and again, we can, let's do a better job, right, of connecting up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4. So that matches. Same thing for I to I prime. It goes up 1 over 4. So all of those are true. We have our original and our new image, and we have the rule written in for that slide. Let's take a look at numbers 3 and 4. So here we are with number 3. We have a different four-sided figure this time. It's not a triangle. So let's take a look. We need to make sure all 4 points are going to be matching. And again, we start with our X and Y in our original location. We know it's going to slide. It's going to be moving some type of way. We got to figure out what that rule is for us. So let's find the original shape or the original image, and it's going to be this one here, S, V, U, and T. It's going to be those ones there. We need to match those up to the new locations where the S prime is. And you can, it's hard to tell, but that's our S prime. So I'm going to move up one space, and I can, you know, if you really want to, you can move over first and do X first, because that's in our order pair, X, right? So we're moving it right. That would be a positive 3 spaces, 1, 2, and 3. We're moving, and it's going to be moving up 1, so positive 1. So our new rule, and again, X goes across, and our Y goes up and down. So we have our new rule for our slide, which is X. We got to add 3 to all parts, and Y, we're going to add 1 to all parts. And so that way we have our new slide. And again, if we were to do double check on V, it goes over 3, up 1, and we can do T. I'll switch it on this one here. I'll go up 1 first. I'll do the X axis, then I'll do the Y, 1, 2, 3. So those are all going to be the exact same. We can finish it out. Let's be good about it. 1, 2, 3, up 1. So those are all congruent for our image. Let's take a look here at our last one, number 4. All right, so we can see here on number 4, there's a pretty big movement here. It slides pretty far. So again, counting is going to be the most crucial component for us here. So we have our original location, which is in quadrant 1. We can see our triangle, and we want to match these points to the new location. We want to see our shift and which directions we are going. So this is going down and to the left. So we should know that it's going to be X minus, I'll actually just leave it blank, right? We don't know what that is. We got to count that out. And it's going to be Y minus, again, some other value because we're going down. So let's start with our X. We got to go from F all the way over to F prime. So we got to count these boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So X is going to be minus 7 since we're moving left. And our Y is going to be going down to F prime here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be minus 5. And again, to make sure that the image is congruent and everything is sliding over the same amount, we got to make sure that it does the same thing from G to G prime. So we count 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at our new location, which is denoted with G prime. And we could do the same thing for H over 7, 7, down 5, and we have our new image location. So that's our new written rule for our translation, our slide for us here. Hopefully you find these guided notes helpful. Try these next couple problems out on your own and look for the feedback when you have yours uploaded. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, feel free to reach out with any questions or concerns as you guys are getting this down here.